Okay, guys, I don't know what I did. This is what it wants me to do, so this is what I'm doing. I could sit here and play with this all day. Let's talk about these patterns. I really want to get into more of the fluidity talk, so I'm going to give away some cool little patterns that I like to use. I'm going to show you how I might warm up with scale work. Let's take just third position, and I'm not going to break this one down. I'm going to break down an easier one for you in just a second here. But first, let me just show you what I mean. Rotating or looping, not rotating, looping or repeating an idea is one of the best ways to get this stuff in a muscle memory. So I might take and target the key notes in like third position blues scale and run stuff like. And then I might play around with bringing in similar notes. This is just for demo purposes. I'm not trying to say that everyone's going to be able to find these ideas, but I am going to give you a really good one today to break down for beginner, intermediate level practice, which can be converted to a more advanced intermediate pattern. So get your pencils ready. I'll put it in the video description after this video is over, but if you want to get it down, you might want to write this down. It's coming straight from the notes in class happening this Sunday for the class Developing Fluidity. So here's let me just jump into that because that's what I think most people want, and I want to just get right to it. So this is a warm-up kind of breathing exercise. Yeah, let me show you what I mean. Trying to find it now. I know what it is, but I want to call it out for you guys. Give me a moment here. So we want a C harmonica. If you don't have a C harmonica, grab your C harmonica. All right. So we're talking about this as the pattern. I'm stalling because I'm trying to find it where I just rewrote all this stuff. Here it is. It's a breathing exercise. It comes from the notes here in class that I'll be doing Sunday. This is exercise 3. Here's the exercise. It's the kind of exercise 3.2. It's the second version of the exercise. I'm just going to let you hear it, and then I'm going to call it out. C harp. This is really keeping in mind more cross harmonica application, second position. Let me play it again, and then I'll call it out. So why am I giving you this? Let me explain it, and then I'll give you the notes. Because in the world of fluidity, there's many different contexts or angles you can work on. And in this case, I'm trying to get people to think about the application of using blow notes in different contexts to give yourself a more fluid sound. So that would mean that notes like 6 blow, 6 draw, which most people do not use together in this type of combination. Notes like 4 blow and 4 draw and 1 blow and 1 draw are great ways to move around without needing any bending at first. And then we can layer in the bends later, which I'm going to show you how. So the notes are 3 draw. You want to write this down? Grab something to write this down. Again, I'll update the video description later. 3 draw, 4 draw, 5 blow, 6 blow. 6 draw, 6 blow. And then we come down very much like a pentatonic movement. 5 blow, 4 draw. 4 blow, 4 draw. So far, let me just point out what happened. I played 6 blow, 6 draw, 6 blow, and when I got to the 4, I played 4 draw, 4 blow, 4 draw, taking advantage of multiple notes in a whole and having it sound very fluid when it comes out. And then 3 draw, 2 draw, 1 draw, 1 blow, 1 draw, 2 draw. So this line contains a lot of like little lessons in it. The 1 blow, 1 draw, most players don't use this combination, but higher level players in blues use this. The combination of playing blow draw just to keep it as part of the phrase. Paul Butterfield used this a lot. just try playing one blow, one draw, two draw. So the whole thing, I'm gonna call it out one more time in case you missed it. The exercise we're working on is 3 draw, 4 draw, 5 blow, 6 blow, 6 draw, 6 blow, 5 blow, 4 draw, 4 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw, 2 draw, 1 draw. There's another lesson right there we can talk about. And then 1 blow, 1 draw, 2 draw. I'm gonna play it slowly. Notice how it just has a nice cadence and flow to it. And the big lesson in this pattern is the blow-draw combination stuff happening and not letting it sound stale and like, square and not fluid. And it sounds more rigid sometimes when you use these notes without thinking about how you're moving your air. So... there's so many cool movements that come from this pattern. If you'll just practice this, I think what's going to happen is you're going to discover the little mini lessons contained within it. So I said 3 draw, 2 draw, 1 draw is like a little mini lesson. It's a lesson in keeping your air moving when you don't need to change direction. Sometimes you don't need to. Little Walter used that a lot. So if you are going to change directions, instead of just going like a beginner might think, draw, blow, we want to use these blow-draw combinations as more of like a pickup note area where you're just going blow, draw, blow on 6. Makes sense? And it becomes part of a more sophisticated phrasing and more fluid than just going... We're going to add in that blow, draw, blow on 6. Hear how nice that sounds? Is this clicking? Somebody tell me what's up. You can call me out if you're like, yeah, I don't know, man. So I think you have to get in tune with playing this to find the rhythm of it, to find the advantages of how this kind of phrasing and this pattern and this series of notes will help you break the current mold and patterns you're already playing and discover new stuff. Now here's the advanced approach. Once you can play these notes, in a fashion that just allows it to move, we can then add in the half-step bends where they're located. Where are the holes that only contain half-step bends? On the draw notes. I'll let you think about that for a minute. I'll give you a hint. It's not hole 2. It's not hole 3. It's holes 1, 4, and 6. So by bringing in the bends, now you're finding it even more fluid, the next level of fluidity to this practice. Sounds like this. I'll play it slowly. Pretty cool, right? Let me play that again slowly. And again, if you're wondering what the notes are, come back to the video. I'll put this in the video description. Now that's fluidity. That really is now starting to give it even a more fluid approach. The first one is great as a warm-up so that you're breaking and finding new patterns. And the second one is for people who are really, they got their bending down. So hopefully strong intermediate players by now, they can really control these bends. The bends themselves are more legato, and that just means that we're sliding into them. Let's just take those notes. 3 draw, 4 draw, 5 blow. And then 6 blow, 6 draw, 6 bend, and back to 6 blow. And then you can play around with other ideas. This is one tiny little itty bitty section of the notes in Sunday's class. If you like this topic, Why would you work on fluidity? Because it's a game changer when it comes to improvising. It's a way for you to find new phrasing and sound a little more flowy in your movements and more cohesive. So, this comes from a breathing exercise, but really it's kind of a combination of breathing and bending exercise once you get to the advanced stuff. I got a cool little, you know how, anybody ever play Mad Libs? You know, the game, the little word game Mad Libs where there's blanks in the sentence and you fill them in. Well, I kind of created a Mad Libs for phrasing in the notes too, where you've got blanks and but it's different in the sense that you've got to guess what are fill in the blanks of my mind is what I'm calling this, which is like what would the next logical notes be in this phrase. So I might play something and then leave out in the notes. You'll see I left out a couple notes, and you've got to figure out what would be the most fluid or logical notes. And then we obviously go through it and I help you decode it. But I gave you a chance in class to work on those, and I think that's going to be cool. That's one of them, but I leave out some of the notes for you. So let's just end the conversation today by talking about one other topic related to this cool little phrasing practice. And that would be looping ideas. I mentioned this the other day in my live stream, but if you haven't like worked on repeating a loop of an idea, first of all, in the world of blues improvisation, any instrument, this is a concept that people use a lot. Looping idea, just repetition, repeating an idea. All these cool ideas come from just repeating. My ability to just find these at will is because I've practiced this idea of looping. So anytime you can cohesively just go back to the note you began on and it feels natural and there's no jumps and holes, especially it puts you right next to where you began, those are great loopers. You could start real simple. 2 draw, 2 full step bend, and 1 draw. By the way, this is my left hand. I can't remember if YouTube shows this as my left hand. So if you can work on looping your ideas, you're going to be in really good shape for building muscle memory quicker. Trying to find my page. It's amazing sometimes. There I am. Yeah, there I am. All right. I just want to get here in case there's any chat. Hello, anybody that's tuning in. So we're talking about this simple little phrase we started with. I'm going to go back to it. So those are just joining going, what the heck is Ronnie talking about? I'm going to give it to you right now. We're talking about a simple breathing and combination, if you want to make it, bending exercise that allows you to create fluid patterns in your playing in second position, could be converted to third really as well. And I've designed this little repeated line for you with no bending needed at all. So if you're not a bender and you're struggling and you're working on those bends, check this out. It goes like this. And play it once slowly. Maybe somebody can type this out. Would anybody mind just doing this for me right now? There's plenty of you on here live. I'd really like somebody to write it in the chat. So I'm going to call it out and somebody please type this. Let's just have one person. Well, if you see one pop up once, no need to enter it again. All right, here it goes. It's 3 draw, 4 draw. Just type this in the chat. Somebody type this in right now. 3 draw, 4 draw. I use like the -3 to write 3 draw and -4. Then the number 5 by itself would be a blow note. 5 blow, 6 blow. So we got 3 draw, 4 draw, 5 blow, 6 blow, 6 draw, 6 blow, 5 blow, 4 draw, 4 blow, 4 draw, 3 draw, 2 draw, 1 draw, 1 blow, 1 draw, and 2 draw. Somebody hit that up in the chat and enter it in right now. And if you see it pop up, folks, and you're typing it, just end your chat. Don't type it twice. That'll be weird. Plus, if one of them's different and there's a mistake, then that's going to make this super confusing. All right. Okay, cool. I see it. I see somebody wrote it. So there it is. He used the D method. That's great. That's fine too. 3D is 3 draw. Good. That's it. Does everybody see it? So nobody else needs to type that. Don't worry about typing that at this point. You can stop typing. Thanks for your help on that. So let's just, now that it's up on the chat, everybody, let's just try this together one time, okay? It's just consider this practice. We'll do it one more time together, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little slower. Now this is really important. So why do we want 6 blow, 6 draw? This is the big parts of why I created this were the 6 blow, 6 draw interaction back to 6 blow, 4 blow, 4 draw. You taking advantage of multiple notes, putting more notes, utilizing more notes in one hole, but in a way that keeps moving. So this is a more sophisticated way to phrase. The 1 blow, 1 draw, if you're not using this in second position, take the 3 draw, 3 draw, 2 draw, 1 draw, 1 blow, 1 draw, that part. Just that. It's a good loop. You can glissando back to the 3 draw. If you just practice this right here, just that section, you're going to find that it'll give you a whole brand new way of coming up with ideas, because from that, with no bending at all, so a beginner could practice that. We could go to the 2 draw like we have at the end of the exercise, or I can start to really bump off the 2 and create like a bend into it. So I can bring the bend into the 1 draw and the 2 full steps. You see how I'm just taking this pattern, and now I'm restructuring and putting in little bends and finding ways to utilize even more notes, more bends out of the holes after I've got this draw note and blow note pattern down. So if you like this topic, join me Sunday. I want to see you guys. This is going to be a very thorough class. I feel like out of all the classes, this is similar if you ever took my front porch blues harp, where it's formulaic and it's very specific, so that when you go back to it and practice it, there's no guessing as to how do I practice or work on these. You go in order and you practice these. There's an order of operations because we want to develop the breath control, be relaxed. Then we want to get into working on small jaw movements related to bending or speed, side-to-side movements, which we're going to work on, and then growing these little pieces into blues riffs that we can practice to completely change up phrasing and make it more fluid. So that's what's going on Sunday. You can go to harmonica123.com to learn more. On that note, I'm going to leave you with a similar idea, but it's how I started this clip, built off third position, targeting these blues scale notes. I'm not going to play the entire blues scale in third, which would be, I'm going to target the bends and just leave out a couple notes to get this nice, cool little pattern. You hear that? My eyes are closed because I'm visualizing this pattern. So I'll tell you a little bit about this last pattern. We got a cool thing happening on holes 1 through 3 and 4 through 6. If we bend the 2 full step down all the way, right? That's the same as 5 draw. And if we take the 3 draw full step bend, that's the same as 6 draw. I did use the 3 step and a half bend as well on the way down sometimes. So that's an alternate blues scale note you can use. Either one of these notes. On the way up, I think it's cool to target 2 full and 3 full. And then I went 4 blow. Then I just need 4 draw, 5 draw. I think I played 6 draw. No, I played 6 blows, 6 draw. Then I just came down 6 draw, 5 draw, 4 draw. And then on the way down, I'm using basically the same notes, just going backwards. It's a way to develop familiarity with scale notes and have a pattern to practice that integrates these notes so that you have muscle memory to attack. And you can do the same in second. Whoops. Just the blues scale notes. But the only difference is you're trying to play it with a nice cadence so that you're moving. When you practice a scale, you want it to be musical. And there's a million ways to practice scale. You can go up and down. You can play it in triplet fashion. You can try dividing the scales up. Get creative with it. Now I could bring in the idea that we had at the that's in the tabs through the chat. Thank you, Zaranathax, who typed it out. Sorry if I mispronounced your name there. We could bring in some of the two only scale notes like I'm showing you now. We could then bring in some of these blow draw things into 1, 4, and 6. Remember, the holes that had half step bends. I know I'm like just hammering this stuff out today, but the holes that have only half steps, 1, 4, and 6, there's something magical going on with utilizing more notes in those holes in a certain way. Blow, draw, blow, or draw, bend, blow. Then bring in the draw. So that's just me going draw, bend, blow, draw on each hole. Draw, bend, blow, draw. Actually, I should write that down because that's a good precursor to the more. It's like good to play that in between those two that I've given out today, the main two that we covered. So, see, I brought it into the blues scale. Jerry, what's up, buddy? So here's the final thing. If you want to get into playing more fluidly, there's many angles to examine. There's just the breath itself and the way that you're breathing, which we're going to get into pretty deep in class. There's just that. So if you just examine the way in which your draw and blow are moving, the breath is moving, it's very much like a touch or an attack on a guitar. So you can be gentle, or you can do hammer-ons. You can do, there's all these ways to attack the strings. There's no difference with the harmonica, except it's the breath that's doing the attack and the tongue. One would argue probably the tongue is also a different method of attack. So here's the thing. You got breathing, you got microtonal. Before that, you got breathing patterns, which we did today, the one that was typed out. And then you've got microtonal bending practice, which we're going to do tons of in this class Sunday. I cannot talk right now. A lot of coffee and no food. And then application of all of this stuff and technique practice, like jaw movement. All of this, There's some cool classes, last thing, that are related to this topic of developing fluidity and phrasing. Looping blues licks, I have a class on that. Mastering breath control. Visualization techniques. These are all classes I've created that are related to it. And many others. What else is there, Ronnie? There's a couple others. I'll tell you what, I'll put them in the video description after I end today. So last time, everybody check the chat. There's not much chat going on. Look up where the tabs are. Somebody has typed it out for me. And let's just play it one more time. And then at the end, let's add in bends after 6 draw, after 4 draw, and after 1 draw. And by the way, it's the first 4 draw that I want you to add the bend, because there's 2 of them. Okay, so it sounds like this slowly. C harmonica, starting on 3 draw. When you find that fairly slow but kind of mid-tempo cadence, that's where you're going to find this is starting to really have the fluid sound like this. I really like that. So, and again, you're learning about these principles of taking advantage of the blow draw stuff, which one would think that's more beginner. No, you can create really cool bumps in your phrasing where you do the blow draw stuff quicker, or on the 1 or on the 6. So here's the last version, and then I'm going to call it a day. Be done with the live stream. Here's the advanced version with the bends in there after the 6 draw and after the 4 draw and the 1 draw. Whoops, I brought in the 2 full step. I shouldn't have done that. I really like that one. I'm telling you, I think if you just what is that? I can't even make that out, Jerry. I think once you get this more advanced version with these bends, I'll play it one more time really slow for you. I think you're going to find that this is like the one thing I snagged from the notes that could be just crazy helpful for so many people out there. I know that's really fast, and that's probably way too advanced for the vast majority of people, but the slow version without the bends, that's where it's at. Start with that. Come join me Sunday. Let's work on this topic. That's what I got to say. It comes with notes. Everything's recorded Sunday. You go to harmonica123.com to learn about that class called Developing Fluidity. All you need is a C harmonica. That's it. What is that, dude? I cannot see that. Before I go, I really want to see what... oh, it's an accordion. I see it now. I see it. It's an accordion. Yeah, cool. Thanks for joining today. Appreciate you guys being here. And I hope to see you in class Sunday. Make it a great day.